We will need eyes to see.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Welcome to the Lunch Pail Boys. I'm one of the hosts, TJ Harkness. Also, tagging along is... God damn it. There is no Dana, only Zool Wood.
The Zoolest Zool that ever did Zool.
And Justin Splurton Burton.
Motherfucking Splurton! Yeah. AKA the 5-second player.
AKA, it feels like a hot tub in there, so I can't pull out.
AKA my sperm is the true champion.
Just busy smothering that bean.
Oh my god.
We're beyond flicking it. We're
smothering it. It's like a Paula Deen show.
We're just mashing it.
Yeah, it's like I was told the opposite. Like, hey, if you don't want to get pregnant, make sure you come inside her. Long, warm dick inside her.
That is something.
Burton, how you doing, buddy?
Well, I survived another possible COVID threat. I think it was just a case of
herpes.
Herpes mixed with some chicken pot pie gone awry. Because I shit my pants at work, and that was a new experience.
Did you take off your underwear and throw it in the thing?
So there was this debate. I texted Katie. Literally, I run to the bathroom, and there's only 2 stalls, and one of our technicians is in the other one, and I'm like, fuck, because nobody likes to shit next to somebody if you can help it.
Oh, I love it.
Well, I work with like too few people, and so it's just weird. Anyway, so he's in the handicap pooper, so I have to choose the fucking regular man stall, and I sit down, don't even wipe the toilet off or nothing. That's how bad it is. I just fucking bare ass plop on that sumbitch, hoping that it's clean. And I look down in the underwear, and it's like a quarter size little of shit. And so I'm like debating, do I clean it out and wear the underwear?
Yeah.
Like I'm texting Katie, and I'm like, should I do it? And she's like, I mean, you can wipe it out. And I was like, no, I can't do it because I know that there's going to be wet shit still in my underwear. And I had just started work, and I had like 10 and a half hours left. So I blow up the toilet. Like, it was like somebody freaking, it looked like wood chips. Is that weird? You ever shit wood chips?
Nope.
No.
I've never eaten wood chips either, so.
It looked like somebody poured chocolate milk and mulch in the fucking toilet. So, like, I went to wipe, and that shit is just all over my butt cheeks. It was the worst, man.
Did it splinter? I mean,
yeah, the worst part is yet to come, though, because, like, so I'm getting shit cleaned up, and I drop the toilet paper, and it rolls out of the fucking stall. And that's the only roll. So I stand up with my pants to my ankles, and I go to open the door, and right then that dude gets out of the other stall, and I'm like, hey, can you grab that toilet paper for me? And he was a nice guy and handed it to me, and I got all cleaned up and got to work the rest of the night in light khaki shorts and no underwear, hoping I didn't shit my pants. So I'm doing great now. Thanks for asking.
Balling. That's good. That's been the night free balling.
Yeah, I missed you guys. I feel like we haven't done this together in like 6 months.
For
a year or something.
Yeah, probably. I think you were asleep for the last one.
Yeah, probably.
Did.
Did we do one?
We were all asleep, I think.
It was at least like 1976 or something.
Pick up stick.
There you go. I set it up, and Skylar knocks it down.
Not out of the park, but close.
Just down. Yeah, I mean, he knocked it right down there. Line drive, baby.
How are you doing, Zuli?
I'm swell. Good.
Hard?
Pretty good. Semi-hard.
Oh, so you're swelling.
What part of me?
Your nipples.
My elbows are real hard right now. I don't know why.
Damn, that's a nice elbow.
Just squeeze it a little bit harder for me.
Oh, can you lick it, Skylar?
No.
Oh.
No.
Can I lick it?
Do you have milk come out of your elbows at all?
Not normally. No.
I have elbows, TJ. Can you milk me?
I have. I just never touched your elbows. I always touched your dick.
Yeah.
That's what they call the forbidden milk.
Yeah,
We
you
don't.
gotta-
They're like, we don't have no female. We just have a male Burton.
That's the milk you got to work your ass off for.
I'm just sitting there. You're laying in bed. I'm like, when's this milk coming? Pun intended.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
Just keep doing that, TJ.
First, I didn't think I was going to get anything, and then bam, all at once, bunch of milk.
Yeah. I always thought there was gonna be more.
It's very coagulated. It does not taste good with these Captain Crunch, though.
No, but if you put it on the rim of your margarita, it's fucking tits.
I don't know. It's on the margarita. It's not on some tits.
No, it's like the salt for
Yeah.
I
margarita.
know.
Anyways, here we are.
That's Burton taking a deep cock in the throat.
No, that's more like
Chugging the margarita. Chugging the man margaritas.
manaritas.
Brought to you by Man Margaritas.
Oh, thank God.
Boys.
Thank God. I don't want to edit this soon. So this is the end. This is the beginning of our spoopy. What?
Officially, we will be in
The half
we'll
door
be in-
slaughterhouse.
we will be in half door Halloween slaughter half door.
half door Halloween slaughter death house from hell.
Yeah, we will be in Halloween adjacent month, September. Yep, we'll be tonguing that spoopy butthole.
Spoopy buttholes.
So for the next 2 months, we'll have semi-scary shit, I guess. Also some interviews. One with a friend of ours, Peter Marshall, who likes to do ghost huntings, and then another one with my uncle, Michael Harkness, who likes to do ghost huntings.
Mm-hmm.
And then Justin did weird things with his tongue.
Yeah, we're gonna interview my tongue.
Yep, who likes to do ghost cunting?
Ghost cutting.
Yeah.
Jesus, Pete.
Don't you bring
So-
Pete back into this?
So the first episode in this half-door slaughterhouse chicken wing sandwich Halloween special is the Grinning Man.
That special sounds delicious. I'll take 2 of them.
So, Justin, Skylar, have you guys ever heard of the Grinning Man?
No.
No.
That was awfully long for just a no. It's sort of like me and sex. I don't know what that even means.
Awfully long for just a no.
Yeah.
You
That's probably,
think it's
probably pretty accurate.
you think it's gonna go and go, and then all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah, and then you're just like, I lost interest. I'm going to flip over and go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Getting off ain't that fun. Ain't that cool?
Dude, I talked to somebody the other day,
Okay.
and this is a guy, and I've never heard of this before. It's got to be the only time I've ever heard of it. Or he's got to be the only person, that's ever experienced this. The chick that he's with now is the first one that he's ever been with that he gets off every time when they have sex. I'm like 100%. Like, that's how I know I'm good. Like, I get off every time.
Yeah, I don't know about. Sorry, babe. I don't know about you, but I got off. I'm good.
It just kind of blew my mind to hear him say, like, what do you do? You're just like, okay, well, thanks. How do you stop if you're not
Does he
ejaculating?
fake it? He fake it. There's a Seinfeld thing.
I was like,
Kramer's like, it's like I fake mine. He's like, you're like what? Like, yeah, well, sometimes enough's enough, and I just want to go to bed.
Fair enough.
I can't argue with that, actually.
Hey.
I'm not going to lie.
That's it.
He just spits on her back and
I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, sleep? Yes, sleep sounds better.
you just
Are
fall
you
asleep
sure?
while humping. You're like still inside, and you're just like,
Jesus.
Call that the sleeping seat.
it's so good you made me pass out.
I'm pretty sure that this isn't cum. I think you just hawked a loogie on my back. Why is it all yellow and green?
Yep, there's a piece of a jalapeno still in there.
It's either that or you're really sick.
Your cum is infected.
So when you guys hear of
Ugh.
something called a Grinning Man, what do you guys think of? What
A really
what
half
image
guy.
does it?
Oh,
Like with
Well-
regards to like a scary cryptid or something.
think of
The cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh fuck! I didn't even think about that. That's
Cheshire.
menacing as fuck.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat. He's just a big grin most of the time.
Mhm.
It's weird.
M-
You know,
Imagine
the
him,
joke.
but like a
You know, the Joker kind of comes to mind.
Yeah. So when I
Ooh,
started
I got-
reading about this, I thought of the actor named Conrad Veidt in a movie called The Man Who Laughed.
Yep.
Conrad, and this is, so when I dream of something scary as fuck, this is the character that I usually dream of.
No, that's not a happy grin, or that's not a reassuring grin.
Yeah. Well,
shit,
Conrad, like
man.
I said, is sort of like the proto Joker.
Yeah.
I was gonna
yeah.
say he looks like an early time Joker,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but
Just-
like cross-eyed.
Just imagine if the Joker looked like that, dude. Fuck.
I mean,
That's
he kind of
crazy.
does. I mean, I don't know. You could see.
He looks
you
like
could see, you could see where Joker came from out of him.
Yeah.
I guess. You know.
he kind of looks like the Juggernaut from 13 Ghosts
Mm,
in this one picture, anyways.
yeah. I can maybe. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but I can see that.
Skylar's like, I haven't watched that movie, but yeah, I can see it.
I've seen that movie. They used to play all the time. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. Look at that guy. He looks pretty handsome.
I'd bang him.
Oh man, that toothy grin though. I wouldn't put my dick near his mouth.
Yeah, no blowjobs.
No.
I like teeth in my blowjobs.
He's all teeth. All teeth.
Yeah, baby, I want you to make it super dry and use a lot of teeth.
Make it like the desert.
Yeah, how dry do you want it?
Oh, is this good? Is this good? Is my dick bleeding yet? No.
Not dry enough.
Oh,
Keep
put it
going.
in my ass. There's still some wood chips left.
Jesus.
Yep. The menacing smile, which, smiles typically would sort of invoke, you would think would invoke something a little more positive than this, but, I mean, if it's anything like this, the man who laughed or anything like that, a much more menacing smile. It's something, you kind of hear about with stories of demons, specters, not Phil Spector, but
That's just killing his wife, right?
yeah, I think so.
Or sphincters.
Sphincters, yes. No Phil Spector or Phil Sphincter.
That's what I was about to say, Phil Sphincter.
But you hear it associated with demons and specters and ghouls. And it seems like, something grinning, especially as, emphatically as that is kind of inducing of, the bowel emptying preparation for death,
Oh, fuck.
terror. Really weird.
Yeah,
And
this
also,
guy's
what the fuck are you smiling at? What's so fucking? What's so fucking?
Yeah,
what are
why-
you so happy for?
why so serious?
Oh, my God. I'm going to fucking murder you so hard.
I wish you would fucking do it. This guy sounds really freaking crazy, though. I mean, eyewitnesses of the Grinning Man claim that he's a looming figure who stands like way over 6 feet, and he's said to not have any hair, bald as fuck, with like dark beady eyes that are unnaturally far apart, so they're like the sloth on Ice Age. And then he has like this big domed head, like the fucking cone heads.
Beldar.
And
So by looming, I didn't realize he was in textiles. Is he like making quilts or something?
yes, actually, I misspoke. It's grooming. He's a grooming figure.
Making
I'm
age
not-
blankets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to groom his figure. You know what I'm saying?
So, some witnesses are so bothered by the encounter that they are unable to recall if the fucker had a nose or ears. But they're always able to talk about his equally disturbing grin.
Why do so many of these damn things like end up looking like Voldemort?
I don't know.
Maybe just the lack of nose. Sorry.
I mean, basically, it's just a big shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
So there's been several sightings of the Grinning Man throughout the years, taking place in New Jersey, New Mexico, Arizona, and Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Home of the Mothman.
Yeah, and I got nothing.
What the fuck are you doing with your finger?
So, which brings us into the realm of renowned paranormal investigator and renowned Mothman puss hunter, John Keel. So he's considered to be the first researcher to mention the creature in his works, and that is the Grinning Man. And he is actually the one that coined the name Grinning Man, which
It's very original.
I mean, it. You know what I love in a title? It tells the story.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
There's
he could have went with something super basic like the Smiling Man.
Yeah, Mister Grin, Mister
Mr. Grinning Man, Mr. Smiley Man, Mr. Happy Man.
This guy, when he walked in the room, was a lot like Stanton Friedman. If you guys remember Stanton Friedman,
Oh yeah,
like pussy just kept starting. He's like a magnet, you know, and pussy just started flying at him. He's like, "Oh fuck, watch out!"
yeah.
The Grinning Man.
No,
if Friedman is like going for the UFO puss, then John Keel, Mothman, totally
the goth puss too.
goth puss.
But yeah, just started flying. He's like dodging. He had really good reflexes because he was dodging goth puss all the time.
The best way to get moth pussy is just turn on your porch light.
Yep, put it by.
Actually, I think that's probably the best way they should have solved the Point Pleasant issue. Just turn on their
Yeah. I like to put glow sticks on my wiener and then get it good and hard and then wait for the moths to come. You've never known pleasure till you've had a moth fluttering around your shaft, like.
Yeah,
it leaves that little powder residue on there, and then you later on you can sniff it.
I was gonna say you just snort that shit up.
Oh, that's where cocaine probably comes from, is moths.
I think I've heard
Jesus
that.
Christ.
That's probably true.
It has to be.
So the first known encounter of the Grinning Man occurred in Elizabeth, New Jersey, at approximately 9:45 p.m. on the night of October 11th, 1966.
Pick up sticks.
Yeah. Two boys, Martin Mouse. Who in the fuck names their kid Mouse?
Well,
That's a nickname.
He's a nickname.
That's still weird shit. So Martin Mouse Munov, MMM, and then Jimmy Yankitis.
Hey, it's Jimmy.
Huh.
Hey,
So you
Mouse
guys
and Jimmy.
weren't attracted to the name Yankitis?
Yankitis.
So both Mouse and Jimmy were walking along the 4th Street road when they turned onto a road that ran adjacent to an elevated New Jersey turnpike.
Hey, it's Mouse and Jimmy. Hey, what are you doing? We're walking.
We're walking here.
Hey, we're walking here. So there was an incredibly steep 30-foot slant running from the turnpike down to the road that old Jimmy and Mouse were walking along. And there was also a tall wire fence running parallel to the declining ground, so along the top of the top of the slant. The ground was at such an angle that walking up it would have been incredibly difficult, so not like something easy to kind of traverse up and down. And neither of the two boys had ever seen anyone scale that tall fence atop of the very steep grade below it.
It's a very good description of the fence.
I want to make sure that you know. I want the listener to feel that fence. I want them to feel it.
Put them there.
Empathize with it.
Yeah, like they're rubbing their front across it.
Put them on that dirty little slant so we all know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't
It was getting late, about 9:45, and the boys were trying to get their asses home. They were weaving in and out of light poles, attempting to stay in the light. But old Munov and Yakinik were nervous that evening. They had heard a story in the earlier that night about a neighborhood woman being chased by a tall green man in the same area. Sorry, I had to bring back the big slimy monster voice.
When I read this, I just imagined this like New Jersey woman running through a parking lot being chased by like a big green man. Ah! I don't know why, and it made me laugh so fucking hard.
It's like Charlie Kelly in Always Sunny dressed as Green Man in the big but like a tall version of it and not tripping on acid.
It's like that one scene in Swamp Thing. Whenever.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Swamp Thing. I think it's been a lot. It has been a while because I've not heard you talk about Swamp Thing. I feel like in a decade, at least.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
At least since the early '80s.
Yep, Burton and his time, just like his counting. Both incredible. So, the boys were a bit out of breath as they were briskly walking along the turnpike. They both stopped to catch their breath. It was Yankitis who first noticed the weird-looking humanoid figure standing in the thick shrub brush behind the fence. It happened to be right behind Munov, like I said, on the opposite side of the fence. The creature was paying no attention to either boy. The creature was doing his best George McFly by staring at the house across the road. So, this is what I thought of. The boys actually stumbled upon a creature who is possibly peeking, or is it like minimum mentally jerking off?
And we know why he's grinning so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of example is this grinning guy setting by, hi, I'm new to Earth. Don't mind me. Fucking jerking off. Oh, God.
He's on the interplanetary. He's on the interplanetary jerk-off tour.
Masturbation Moon Squad.
Like,
there we go.
Come to Earth for the Moon Squad jerk-off sesh.
What if they just been like, hey, and he's like, I'm baiting.
Leave me alone, I'm baiting.
Leave me alone. So, Yonchitis?
Yonkitis.
Oh, yeah, bronchitis.
It sounds like a fucking infection.
So Jimmy Bronchitis would later tell the police and John Keel, again, big Mothman Puss Man, they saw they described him as the strangest guy we've ever seen, which, in New Jersey might be actually saying something. So he was standing behind the fence on the other side near the steep decline below, and he's like, I don't know how he got there. And he was also the biggest man I ever saw. Now, I don't know huge. I don't know what they were describing about him. That was huge. Maybe just in stature. We'll just assume that.
He had the largest cock of any green person I've ever seen.
Yeah. So
is it politically correct to say green person?
For now, it is. It's fine. It's fine. We'll go with that. Yeah. Pretty soon, somebody identifying as a green person will get offended by it. For now, we're good.
I'm gonna start identifying as a moth.
Mothman is not a costume. It is my heritage. Don't touch my wings. If you get the powdery crap off of it, I'll die.
They're gonna have to make special accommodations at work for me.
I'm gonna need old sweatshirts to eat for lunch.
I need a room with old sweatshirts and a giant light bulb in the middle.
Give me a turtleneck for a snack.
Where's TJ? He's just flying around the light bulb in his moth room. I need my own parking too. It's like, instead of handicap, it's just a giant picture of moth, like, Mothman parking.
And then his boss was like, "Oh shit, I put mothballs in there a week ago."
Oh no.
TJ's dead. And then he gets pinned up to a fucking board in some science class.
That moth has the biggest dick I've ever seen.
I bet it could fit in a monster can.
Now things feel right. When you talked about Swamp Thing and monster cans, I'm fucking good.
All is well in the universe.
All is well. So, already on edge, old Yonkitis wasted no time in telling his friend about the scary silhouette that was on the other side of the fence behind him, pointing him out. Munov slowly turned in the traditional horror movie fashion and saw a huge green figure in an all green one piece, like I don't know, suit or like overalls or something like that seemed to be reflecting the streetlight above. And Muno's account of this report. This is Muno's account, his account to the police.
Jimmy nudged me and he said, "Hey, who's that guy standing behind you?" Looked around and he was behind the fence, just standing there. He pivoted around, looked at right at us, and he grinned with a big old grin. I was like, "The fuck?"
So after Tall, Dark, and Ugly gave him the Joker-esque grin, both boys got the fuck out of there. They ran home and contacted the police. So then 3 days later, old big dick swinging John Keel strolled onto the scene along with two other gentlemen. One, James Mosley, who was a paranormal investigator, and Chuck McCann.
I bet James was a green man.
Yeah, he was probably like total green man in his spare time. And Chuck McCann, who was a famous actor, comedian, and puppeteer of all things. And Chuck had an interest in the paranormal, so for some reason he tagged along on the thing. And I want to assume that he brought a puppet with him.
That's like the only way that he talks when he's investigating things.
Don't talk to Chuck. Talk to Frankie here.
It's like his partner. What?
Nope.
I'll say Keel walked into the apartment and everyone was like, "Why do I hear this big pendulum swinging?" Whoosh, whoosh,
Like,
whoosh.
well, he's wearing a long trench coat, so you can't see something like the ground, but you see the carpets parting. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, Jesus.
So, Kill interviewed both boys individually. According to Kill, both boys gave identical accounts of the event. Kill described what Yonkaitis and Munov had told him.
The boys said the man was over 6 feet tall. They agreed. It's dressed in a sparkling green costume and shimmered. Seemed to reflect the streetlights. There was these wide black belt around his waist. He had a very dark complexion and little round eyes and little beady, little set-apart eyes. It was fucking weird. They couldn't remember seeing any hair, or ears, or nose, or nothing like that.
He's dressed in some sparkling green costume like a fucking fancy boy. So both boys now insisted that the grinning man was not only taller but broader than the investigator, Chuck McCann. And now Chuck was a solidly built actor who stood about 6'2" with broad, beefy shoulders. This gave the smiling pervert a little bit of an imposing figure that would scare the hell out of most people if seen in a dimly lit area. So Keel and his fellow investigators went to the site of the encounter, wondering whether or not the menacing man behind the fence might actually have been a stranded motorist or something like that. Though I don't know, if I was stranded on the side of the Jersey Turnpike, I don't think I'd be smiling very much. I don't think I'd be smiling very much if I was in Jersey, period.
Nope.
To be totally honest with you.
If I was smiling in New Jersey, I'd be like, forget about it.
Hey, I'm walking here. It's like, no, you're not. You're not walking anywhere. Fuck you.
So once the threesome, or I guess you could call it a foursome with the puppet, inspected the scene, Keel concluded that motherfucking incline was too sharp. If you guys can recall Skylar describing the ever so crazy slant with the fence and all the different angles and quadrilaterals and whatnot. It would not be easy to Chevy Traverse, especially at night. So old Keel, Kanan Peel, also felt that if someone had car troubles and they were behind the fence, that they would have just yelled or asked for help instead of staring and smiling. I mean, who the fuck's like, "Oh, my car's broke down." I mean,
Martin's smiling just in case you couldn't see.
Yeah, I'm smiling. I know you guys could hear that, so you could hear my smiling. You could probably hear my breathing, like it's emphasis on the breathing. That's how you really know you're smiling, if you're getting that nice I can't talk. Exertion of hot, steamy breath. You draw
Even
attention
better.
to yourself on a nice cold night.
It wasn't long before the boys' bizarre tales spread throughout the neighborhood, and folks began to speculate that the so-called Grinning Man might be associated with the UFO sighting that occurred at exactly the same time, just 40 miles north of Elizabeth, which is, I believe, north of Elizabeth, near the near a DuPont explosives factory outside of Pompton Lakes.
Pompton Lakes.
That's where I
Sorry,
had sex for the first time.
my aunt used to live there.
Really?
No.
Shut the fuck up. The initial eyewitnesses to this event were a police officer and his wife and 2 other police officers. I didn't feel there was any relevance to it just because this happened 40 miles away. That's like saying Bert and Skylar had sex, so they're both related, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, that little intrusion that I had just a second ago, that reminds me, in the Air Force, there's this, my buddy, he, anytime we had a new guy come in, he'd be like, "Hey, TJ, where are you from?" And TJ'd be like, "Pail, Indiana." And he'd be like, "No way, really? Yeah, why?" My uncle used to raise chickens there." And then he said they just go on talking about his uncle raising chickens. But he would do this to every new guy. He'd be like, "Hey, Skyler, where are you from?" And Skyler's like, "Albuquerque." And he's like, "No way! My uncle had a chicken farm there."
Forget about it.
It was so fun.
You're doing that, actually.
This is the same guy that would be like, "Hey, Burton, you got to look at this, man." And I'd climb up the ladder to go look, like there was a freaking, like he was working on something in the cockpit. And he'd be like, "Oh, you got to look at this." And you'd get up there, and he would have a boner. And he would just be like, "Whoop," and make you look at his wiener.
Oh.
Yeah.
Boy,
So,
that story really turned sideways.
you want to hear the worst of it? And I still do this one, too. He taught me this. He'd be like, "Hey, do you want to see a picture of my family?" And it would be like his wife sucking his dick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't have the. I can never do that.
Oh shit. Anyway, sorry about that. I have a very random mind, and TJ was just a victim of it, and I'm very sorry. I like to take our train that's on a rail and just knock that motherfucker off.
Yeah, and it'll drive around for a while, but it'll come back sometime.
Toot, toot.
Better than ever. I mean, I like that this is turning into like, oh man, UFO. It's crossing boundaries with the Mothman, the DuPont, the explosive factory, right? That's where Mothman was sighted, right?
No,
this is not the same place.
No.
That's where we tested nuclear warheads before World War II.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep. DuPont, and then they went on to sponsor Jeff Gordon's car.
I don't think
Exactly.
they did not test anything in New Jersey, minus some like
Bullshit. They tested nuclear warheads in 1966 before World War II.
pick up sticks.
It was after Vietnam and before World War II.
Yep.
So,
Fucking idiot.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit. So, speaking of like Point Pleasant and the Mothman again, so the Grinning Man could have also been a perpetrator of some very high strangeness in the Point Pleasant WV area. While Mothman was flying around and fucking shit up, people were also seeing this weird grinning figure around Point Pleasant. John Keel was the investigator who put these pieces together of the possibility of the Grinning Man or the Smiling Chap or the
winky one.
Yes, the Winky Pinky.
The permanent O face man.
The permanent O man, and being in the Point Pleasant area, so also going by another name, and this one not as intuitive, but a little more enigmatic, going by the name Indred Cold.
Yep.
Yes.
Huh.
So
is that Spanish for something?
It's Spanish for
go fuck
cold,
your mom.
The cold.
So I think it's sort of funny, like, so Keel started investigating the Grinning Man like prior to the Mothman shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
and then he went from basically New Jersey to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, which nobody in their right mind probably would have, been like with the same sort of creature. I thought that was really cool. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my dick.
I love when I have a tickle in my dick.
So I take it you guys haven't heard of Indred Cold?
Oh, not before any of this, no.
Is that a famous Russian war hero?
I'm gonna fucking murder your dick, so I'm gonna skin that thing.
As long as you use your teeth.
I always do. So in a book titled The Mothman Prophecies by John Keel, there's a story about a man who encountered a being named Indred Cold. On November 2nd, 1966, a man named Woodrow Darren Berger, who was a sewing machine salesman, was driving his panel truck down I-77.
There's a business who's not probably survived very far in the 21st century.
So he was heading home from Marietta, Ohio after work when he found himself a character in a weird series of events. He was driving down the road when something dropped from the sky and crashed into the road right in front of his vehicle.
Oh, shit.
Darren Berger slammed on his brakes, screaming, "What the fuck?" when he noticed something weird lay in the road ahead.
Let's be fair. This guy was probably Amish.
What? Why was he driving a panel van if he's Amish?
That's what his horses were pulling.
I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah, I mean, apparently the Amish can use modern day technology as long as it's pulled by a horse.
Exactly.
I think, right? Yeah.
Smarter, not harder.
It gets a little awkward when it's a speedboat, though.
Yeah, the horse is like.
Boy, that's the seventh horse this month that died.
I wonder if
Pulling my
Amish can
speedboat.
use. I wonder if the Amish can use fish to pull their boat,
Maybe.
They're
Like
not fucking Aquaman, dude.
or turtles.
How do you know they're not?
Yeah,
They're not Stephen King either.
Amish, they're in touch with nature. They're like,
yeah, man.
No, they're not. They're like battling nature.
They're like into nature. They don't like not nature.
Yeah.
What
They don't
was that?
they don't like the not nature.
They don't like not nature.
They don't like the fly. They don't like the light bulbs and the electricals. Even though electricity is a sort of natural phenomenon harnessed by man to
They're the opposite of moths.
better our lives.
They hate lights.
They're the anti-Mothmen.
They're the anti-moth. That's what we need to fight Mothman is the Amish.
Yep.
Jebediah versus Mothman. That's a sci-fi special if I ever heard of it.
Oh. Lou Diamond Phillip plays the
After I get
Mothman.
done churning this butter.
They at least don't have to worry about the Mothman, which is more than most of us can say. So, anyway, back to the Darren Berger. So, he described this vehicle that crashed in front of him, something similar to, I guess, like an old-fashioned like kerosene lamp. The top glass part of a kerosene lamp, where it kind of bulges far out the middle, and then it kind of tapers in, and then flares out at the top and bottom, sort of. And let's emphasize huge bulge in the center.
Huge.
So this weird craft had doors that slid open on the side, and a man stepped out. And this man was nearing 6 foot tall, wearing a quote-unquote glistening green uniform with a big shit-eating grin. Sound familiar?
Fashion diva.
He even had slightly elongated eyes and a broad, hulking frame. Sound familiar?
Nope.
Kevin Smith.
No. Nope. Never heard of
Nope.
such a person.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Lou Diamond Phillips is the Grinning Man.
Skylar, so you said the door slid open from the side? Sounds a lot like a panel van. Maybe they're just checking out his upgraded panel van.
This is the new model.
Why would the panel van fall from the sky though and land in the road?
Because they're time travelers
Yeah, it's
from the planet Capiche.
Oh
the
my
Capetian panel van that looks like a fucking kerosene lantern.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. That explains a lot. Mike and Doug,
God.
according to Keel, Captain Amish Man had never read any UFO literature and did not consider himself a believer of the phenomenon prior to the incident. The man communicated with Derenberger telepathically and said his name was Cold Indred. Cold. According to Derenberger, the Grinning Man and him carried on a conversation telepathically. He even helped him ejaculate. The Grinning Man said he would visit him again.
He said he'd help him ejaculate.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie. If I had an alien tell me that, I'd be looking up at the sky all the time. I'd walk out, like I said before, naked, like showing my wiener to everything in the sky.
So that is a friend indeed. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a friend in me. That's what every time I'm having gay sex, that's what I say.
Jesus. So,
God damn.
so Cold then returned to his lamp-like vehicle, which launched from the interstate back into the sky. Following the wild encounter, both Derenberger and several other Point Pleasant residents would claim to have additional run-ins with this infamous Indred Cold. Keel stated in the book, The Complete Guide to Mysterious Beings, that after the year after the incident, Derenberger was divorced and had moved several times, even to different states, and changed his phone number several times in an attempt to hide from Indred. But this was unsuccessful because Indred kept finding him time and time again. You know, after the second time moving, I'd be like, I'm not moving anymore. This motherfucker's going to keep finding me.
I feel like it was all ruse.
My
Divorced.
baby's
He
crying
got
right now,
divorced.
so if you guys hear that, I'm sorry.
Hear anything. My air conditioner's on, so.
My penis is drooling.
I was gonna say I don't buy it. I think he divorced his wife so he could move away, live in a motel with Indred Cold, and get that grinning face,
Head.
down there by the dark hole.
Indred
So-
likes the butthole.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Is the
Sometimes-
complete guide to mysterious beings like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No,
Same.
but it's a really cool book. I've read it. I've been reading it.
I would read that book.
They talk about a lot of shit in there.
Eventually, Derenberger would reveal that during his and Cole's seductive meetings, that Cole informed him while wrapped in each other's embrace under a blanket
Loving embrace.
God.
that he was an alien from the planet Lanulos,
Ooh.
which was nestled in the galaxy of Ganymedes.
Ganymedes?
Oh, my uncle used to have a chicken farm in Ganymedes.
Yeah. My father used to fuck chickens in Ganymedes.
Really? You're from Lanulos?
Down
My aunt was a whore on that planet.
the road from Ganymedes? Yeah, I used to fuck chickens in that country.
Rhode Island Reds?
Rhode Island Red. So he would further claim that Cold had taken him to his home planet where he saw people wearing quote unquote colorful shorts. I think he just took him to a pride parade instead, really.
Fuck me.
So, and all the words on the signs appeared to be in a squiggly, like Oriental like writing, and again, as you guys may have gathered, this is where the birth of Jinkos
Oh, fuck.
came from. Those wonderful pants.
Did I ever
that
tell
were-
you I bought a pair of those?
Oh yeah, I used
Yeah.
to wear some back in the
I had several pairs.
Eighth grade, man.
This was 6th grade. My mom bought them for me because I was like, oh, yeah, I'll try to be cool. My dad took them when I brought them home. He goes, why the fuck you wearing these stupid things? Dad, I like them. No, you don't. No son of mine's gonna like this stupid shit. So he took him outside and lit him on fire, along with the Jinko shirt.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
Dad. He's like, you ain't wearing that stupid shit.
Dad, I don't have any other pants to wear.
Remember that dude in high school that always wore them like black
Like all
shirt
this
and then
stuff.
black Jinkos with the chains hanging from them and shit?
Yeah.
That was
Jinkos
probably me.
forever.
But yeah, Dad fucking hated it. I had a FUBU shirt. Dad's like, I don't know what the fuck
Boo-boo.
FUBU is, but this is fucking stupid. And he lit it on fire. And I'm like,
How much of your wardrobe did your dad burn when you were a kid?
if he didn't like it, he burnt it. Like if I had a shirt, I get a shirt that he didn't like, he'd be like, nah. And then he would
Hey,
burn
dude.
it.
Fubu.
Kindling was hard to come by.
No, it wasn't hard to come by. My dad just didn't like some of my shit, so he would burn it.
Oh my
That's how TJ lost his first Xbox.
god.
No, my dad sold my first fucking Nintendo back when I was like 6 or 7. I played it a little bit. My dad's like, oh, you played it for about 40 minutes today. I think that's enough. So I left the room, went and did my chores, came back, and my dad had already unplugged it, taken it, and sold it.
Nice. What a nice guy.
I was like, what the fuck, Dad?
Bobby, you're a nice dad.
He ain't going to listen to this, so it don't matter.
I know.
So Derenberger would eventually meet 2 other grinning men. Going by the name Demo Hassan and Carl with a K, Ardo.
What the fuck?
And Derenberger's wife also stated that she had met Indred, Mr. Cold, which is probably why she divorced Derenberger.
Why the fuck you bringing these idiots home with you?
No, she's like, oh man, did you see the hog on that guy? I don't think I can go back with you, Derenberger, after I
They're
saw
having
Grinning.
seconds on beans, and she's like, quit smiling at me, you fucking idiot.
What are you smiling at, you fucking grinning bitch? Derenberger's wife also stated she had met Mr. Cold and actually had believed that Demo and Carl with a K had an evil agenda. And after these events, Derenberger was divorced, and he would go on to write a book titled Visitors from Lanulos, an erotic story.
I read part of that one time, and it was the dumbest fucking shit ever.
I can't imagine it's good.
No,
I can't imagine it's good. His wife left. His wife left him for a modestly sized dick, Indred Cold,
And shiny pants.
in shiny pants. A little fancy boy. Fancy boy. Look at this fancy
pants.
boy.
Look at these colorful shorts. What the hell? There was another encounter of the super happy, smiling, grinning, O-face man at a rural home in Point Pleasant. But before we get into the grinning man encounter, we will talk about the other spooky shit that was happening in the same home at the same time as the sightings around Point Pleasant were happening. The rural home where shit went down belongs to the Lilly family. The Lilly family lived on Camp Conley Road, which was roughly 2 miles south of the scary as fuck TNT area, which is where many Mothman sightings took place.
Oh, and if you'll recall from our Goatman episode, there's also sightings of the Goatman as well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Goatman was drifting around that TNT plant too. He's a big fan of Angus Young.
At first, in March of 1966, pick up sticks. The Lillies were seeing strange lights flying around their property. Sometimes the family were able to see the strange craft that the lights would belong to, along with windows on these crafts. By April, boatloads of teens were driving up and down Camp Conley Road to attempt to see the, as they said, quote, Martian craft. flying overhead. Keel also stated that the cars driving down the road would frequently stall out. Now, one bit of information that may add a little bit of validity to this was the Mason County Sheriff George Johnson also observed crazy flying craft above the
Huh.
home and down the road.
Come down to Crazy Flying Crafts. Get your hot dogs and your bolognas at Crazy Flying Crafts.
Anal probing! Free! Free! Free!
Intergalactic advertising droids. In the fall of 1966,
Pickup sticks.
the Lilly family began to experience daily poltergeist activity, hearing odd noises around their home, such as a baby's crying. Wow. Cabinet doors began to open and slam shut so hard. There were weird grunts that were heard.
Little did they know the baby's crying was just their baby that they were neglecting.
Hey, I've got a poltergeist in my house.
Me too. Oh, shoot. So in March of 1967, Jim Lilly's daughter-in-law, Doris Lilly, Doris Lilly, lived at the southern tip of
Ooh.
Point Pleasant. She began to receive these strange phone calls. About around 5 p.m. each night, the phone would ring. Doris would just be getting home from work and would answer. And she stated that half the time the caller would say, "This is so-and-so. We're calling about your vehicle warranty. We're trying to reach you about your credit card."
Or
Or,
you owe $5,000 in back taxes.
hang on.
We do not have your name. Please call us to give us your name.
We want to tell you that your Windows computer may be exposed to a virus. Please call us to give us your credit card information right now. But also, the other half of the time, she would basically just hear these bizarre metallic voices speaking in some kind of incomprehensible language. She stated it was rapid and only came when she was alone.
Ooh.
Which,
Oh, Doris.
so Doris became scared and had the telephone company examine the lines to try to figure out what was going on, and pretty much for them, only for them pretty much to find that there was nothing wrong with the lines. They were perfectly fine, and it definitely wasn't her local phone rep that was calling her and trying to proposition her for sex using some kind of weird voice manipulator.
So this was in the movie Mothman Prophecies. Richard Gere
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
was getting a thing. So just hearing that voice I heard that when I was thinking of the girl, and I was like, oh fuck. Imagine being that lady though, and getting this call, and not being one of us three, because I could see me and Bert and being like, oh yeah, I'm touching myself. Please stop, please.
Hang on, can you say that again?
One more time. Tell me about my vehicle warranty.
Yeah.
Indred Cole would be like, now I am traumatized. Please stop calling me.
Nope. I got caller ID, bitch. I'm calling you back.
Call Bell. We need to disconnect this phone from our UFO.
I will say though, there's no way that I'm getting any weird calls from any metallic voice douchebags, because I don't answer fucking calls that I don't recognize.
What if it was a Metallica voiced call?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah.
That was a horrible Metallica voice.
I'm trying to be quiet. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can't. Can't all be winners, TJ.
I'm like so sorry.
Lower your fucking standards, you fucking.
So
idiot.
sorry. Anyways, on with the chlorophyll. The grinning man was only seen by one humanoid in the Lily house, and that was 16-year-old daughter to Mr. and Mr. Lily, Mr. and Mr. and Mrs. Lily. And her name was her name was Linda, and she was a girl, and she was 16.
Like stories before, this was happening while Mothman was active. So not only were Mothman sightings happening up the road, which was, in the news, but this family was also having fucking full-on high strangeness experiences, with like what Burton said, the UFOs flying above the house, the aliens fucking the cabinets, and the babies crying.
Woo! Woo!
Kill had documented that the family was attempting to take it in stride, wondering why the fuck this was happening to them. So Linda spoke to Kill about her experiences with a very broad man staring down at her while she was laying in bed. Linda stated,
"He was a big man." Sorry, I'm gonna redo that because I forgot we're in Point Pleasant, West Virginia now.
"Wait, you got to make it sound like a homely girl, not somebody that's hopped up on meth and Mountain Dew."
It was a big man, very broad. I couldn't see his face very well, but I could see that he was grinning at me. He walked around the bed and stood right over me. I screamed again and hid under the covers. When I looked again, he was gone.
Linda ran to her mother's room screaming,
"There's a man in my room!"
Linda refused to sleep alone for several months following the incident.
And the man that was standing above Linda's bed did not speak to her or state his name, but the description of the figure would lead me to make the jump that it was indeed the Grinning Man / Indred Cold.
I feel like it's a badass fighter name if you go like, "And in the red corner, fighting out of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, Ice Cold Indred Cold."
He just stands there and blinks at the person,
Yeah,
and the person like folds up into like this tiny piece. They're like, "Well, fatality."
Flawless victory.
What is the Grinning Man? What do you guys think like this Grinning Man could be?
A gummy bear that was left in your car too long.
Just a sloppy, melted gummy bear.
That's how I like my women.
I mean,
Sloppy and melted.
And your kids eat them all the time.
They wouldn't be eating my woman.
Hiya!
Oh.
Jesus. I mean, he seems to have some ties in with, I don't know, he really only has like one tie-in with like kind of UFOs, right? I mean, really, there's not a whole lot of like direct correlation, any UFO sightings in him.
I think John Kill sort of took everything that happened in Point Pleasant and sort of like related it all together. But like if we went by this, he had two parts. Like they had the weird sightings above the Lily house, and then the kerosene lamp that chugga 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 could.
What's striking is what's the most striking about it is that it's not like there's not anything outside of like the mid '60s in New Jersey. There's no other like he doesn't show up anywhere else. He's like, I mean, which is you kind of give him props for, I think, because he kind of came in, he did his thing, went out on a high note, and he didn't overstay his welcome.
There was some sightings that I took out,
but not that many, and not.
Yeah.
I mean, how credible, really? I mean, how credible are really any of them? I suppose, but,
Yeah. I thought maybe interdimensional being, with how like he disappeared and.
Yeah.
But just imagine being. Oh, sorry, Burton.
No, you're fine. Just imagine him what?
Being like the girl laying in bed and she's sitting there rubbing her little tutor going, oh yeah. Then all of a sudden you look up and you see this fucking like piano key staring at you basically.
It's like, what are you doing? I've never seen anyone do that with their hands before.
If I was the girl, I'd be like, hold on.
I'm almost there. Just give me a minute,
Just
weirdo.
keep
Almost like a
watching.
seafood buffet in here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
I didn't realize shrimp was on the menu.
I thought this was the Red Lobster.
Oh, you can eat shrimp.
I didn't smell any cheese bread rolls, so.
What if he's the Clark Kent of Mothman?
So he's the alter, he's the secret identity, or the,
Yep.
well, no, not with the secret identity, but
That explains the,
Mothman.
the glittering
Yeah.
pants.
yeah.
So another one, which he wasn't dressed accordingly to be, but Men in Black.
He's the men in
Yeah.
green.
Because
He's the.
here
men.
come the men in green.
It's the Men in Fabulous.
Galaxy Defenders.
They wouldn't let me in the Men in Black because I won't get rid of my sequence overalls.
Oh my god.
So he went out and started his own Men in Black and
But-
just stood around grinning at.
The Men in Black were frequently cited, besides them doing fucking weird and creepy shit, they were grinning a lot too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it could be like the same. Again, yeah. I mean, the same creature or whatever, but like just some different taste and style. I guess some of them are a little more conservative with their their attire, and the others, again, just a little more fabulous.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like John Keel. Like I've read a few of his books and the Mothman prophecies and all that, dude. Like he's an interesting cat that doesn't typically resort to hyperbole.
Yeah, and he's got a really good show on Comedy Central too.
What?
No, that's the wrong person.
Oh,
I think. I don't know.
Put Keenan and
oh, that's different.
Mhm.
I thought it was the same.
I fucking hate you.
Point Pleasant is a strange place
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. There's a lot of weird shit that happened there.
Like I want to be in Point Pleasant. I'm going to be inside of it with you two.
Yeah.
So we are next year. There's 2 cryptid like conferences we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna title the episode both of them, whichever the boys go to the cryptid conference, and then we'll play the music from Always Sunny in the background.
Nice.
Mm.
I hope so.
Here comes the MIBs. It's the MIBs, the good guys dressed in green. Remember that.
So this is the first episode of the that's way too long of a name, but the spooky fall season episodes.
The wild tubular chainsaw Mothman dog face. Fuck.
Dog face horror devil show.
Cornucopia of chocolate.
Cornucopia of death mongers.
Ooh, whoa.
So
Skylar's butthole.
Also known as Skylar's butthole for short.
over the course of the next 2 months, we'll have some pretty good episodes. I would love to tell you what we're going to do the next episode, but I'm not really sure. Just because right now we're sort of fluid.
But it's sure to be something moderately spooky.
It's so fluidy.
Yeah. Got a lot of fluid.
I'm not talking about what comes out of your dick, dude.
I got a lot of fluid to
Oh.
be drained.
So
Nice.
please follow us on the Facebook.
The gram. Instagram?
And the TikTok that I need to catch up on.
Definitely.
No TikTok.
The thick talk.
My big thick TikTok.
Give
Um,
me that TikTok.
Also, if you're on Facebook, look us up at the Lunch Pail Boys.
Yeah, join the group. Start talking.
Join
Y'all
the
can do
group.
that.
We're talking.
Yeah,
Just
start conversations, share fucked up things and memes, and
share a
I don't
picture
know.
of a hippopotamus's penis for all we care.
Yeah, we'll show
I've
you
never-
Steve's wiener if you do.
I've never seen one of those. I've never seen one of those. I want to see them both.
Why would we share Steve's wiener?
I
Why
don't know.
would we not? I mean,
That's
talking
a
about the grinning man just really got me thinking about his penis.
I think Steve calls his wiener the Grinning Man too.
I call
That
my
might be-
wiener the Running Man.
No. I call
Why is
mine the
that?
Mothman prophecy
Why the Mothman prophecy?
because it's a movie I'll never watch again.
That's a badass movie.
Come on, Richard Gere is good.
That's an awesome movie. That's a
It is not a
legitimately
bad
scary
movie.
movie.
I do want to
I've
read
never-
the book, but
I've never watched it. What's it about?
about Richard Gere trying to. Well, I think he's trying to find a place that he went to once upon a time, where he found the world's best cheesesteak, and in turn, he actually finds Moth Man.
Actually found Mothman serving it at the booth at the county.
Hey, you want a cheesesteak right here? Cheesesteak, Mothman's cheesesteak.
Richard Gere's like,
Best cheesesteaks
hey, are you
in town.
Mothman? He's like, don't tell anybody, bitch.
Yeah, I'm Mothman.
Mm.
Hey, Mothman, there's a little fucking your fucking wing powder on my fucking cheesesteak.
They're like, the cheesesteaks were really good until until the sun went down and the lights went out and he just kept flying around the fucking lights. Please follow us. If you like this, share us with your dead aunt, your dead uncle, your dead dog,
Your couch.
the evil dead.
Bring us into your church, into your synagogue, into your
Your kindergarten class.
Share us with your priest.
Mhm.
Hell, I might even take us up to the altar and place on the altar.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
It would be good.
That'll get you favor with your God.
Yeah.
Totally.
My God's Burton.
My God's Justin Burton, God we reign.
Thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thankful, wonderful, beautiful.
Yeah, we love you and your faces.
And chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, we also love chicken sandwiches.
We
Spicy.
love chicken sandwiches.
Bring us a chicken sandwich.
Please don't bring us. I will not eat it. Just if I don't know you, I will not eat your chicken sandwich.
We will put it on a
I
pedestal
will.
and we will talk about it.
I will eat your chicken sandwich all day.
Burton will eat anything. It's chicken.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Okay.